From gender pay disparities to underrepresentation in politics and enhancing access to justice for survivors of sexual harassment, abuse, domestic violence, and rape, women are still fighting on many fronts. The World Gender Gap Parity Report of 2022 reveals that Nigeria ranks 123rd out of 146 countries. The ranking uses parameters like economic participation and opportunity, educational attainment, health and survival, political appointment and financial exclusion, wealth accumulation of the female gender. We spoke to the Minister of Women Affairs on how to bridge this gap and what the ministry is doing to empower women at all levels in the country.
More than ever before, now we have to advocate to ensure that women not only earn same as men, but there's some category of work that women do that are called unpaid care that must be recognized because it has become the global norm. So we're going to work to ensure that with the rise of female-headed households and even children-headed households, that is being factored. And even issues around women that enable them to be productive are also being looked at.
On the economic front, data from the United Nations shows that 1 in every 10 women is living in extreme poverty. If current trends continue, by 2030, an estimated 8% of the world's female population, which is over 342 million women and girls, will still be living on less than $2 per day. The picture is not different in social protection. Gender inequalities in employment and job quality result in gaps in access to social protection acquired through employment, such as pensions, unemployment benefits, or maternity protection.
We do have the 6 months leave, maternal leave, which many people are not implementing. And that, hinders the bond between a mother and child. Some people even leave their jobs after 3 months because they will require more time to be able to. So all these kind of challenges and this kind of discriminations that we face will all come to bear. We'll advocate strongly to ensure that women are properly being, mainstreamed, the gender issues from budgeting to the actual, workplace environment, and also to actually their take-homes and access to finance and access to financial education.
Globally, an estimated 73.5% of women in wage employment do not have access to social protection. Enhancing access to justice for survivors of sexual and gender-based violence is still an issue. While the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act is a crucial legislation, its implementation is hindered by various challenges. Are women and girls living with disabilities included in the quest to access justice for survivors of sexual violence? Lois Awota is a disability advocate for rights and inclusion of women and girls with disabilities. She talks to us about her experience.
For women and girls with disabilities accessing justice on gender-based violence, the challenges are enormous. One of them is inferiority complex, low self-esteem. Some of them do not have the confidence. Some of them do not even know their right to fight for justice. And the second one is inadequate measures and structures on ground. No data of women and girls with disabilities who have experienced violence. And the third issue is gender stereotypes, patriarchal system of our culture and tradition. Some women with disabilities who have experienced gender-based violence, they find it difficult to report because of family. I remembered when Al Jazeera called me a few years ago to interview just 5 women with disabilities who experienced violence. I know them. I know their stories. I contacted them, but all of them refused that if they dare do it, their family will not be happy with them. Then another one is the reporting mechanisms are inaccessible and they are not inclusive of issues of disability. For example, when you take your case to the policeman, the first question they ask you is, you are not even happy that a man has touched you. So that's an attitudinal barrier. Why would they say that? Once you are a woman, you are a woman, not minding your status, not minding your disability. We have blood in us, so they shouldn't ask those silly questions.
In politics and governance, the 2023 elections in Nigeria is a pointer. While 1,019 women contested for legislative seats across the 36 states, only 48 were elected, which translates to 4.7%. In Nigeria's 36 states, no woman is a governor, while 8 women are deputy governors. Out of 360 members of the House of Representatives, only 17 are women. In the 109th Senate, there are only 4 women. Juliet Obata, Arise News.